Hello dear students. In this video, I am going to explain poem 1 of Literature Reader of Class 8 Honeydew, and the title of the poem is The Ant and the Cricket. It is a fable which has been adapted from Aesop's fables. A fable is basically a story often with animals as characters that convey a moral. So the poem is about a silly young cricket and a miser ant. The poet describes the cricket as a silly and young creature who used to sing all day long and enjoy pleasant time during summer season. He didn't save anything for winter. And the ant is described as a resourceful and hardworking creature. He saves enough food for the winter and also builds a shelter. So let us begin. So the first stanza of the poem is: A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. The poet in these lines shows how the happy months of summer flew away in no time. So the young and silly cricket used to spend all his day in singing in the warm summer and spring months. He did not realize that these months were also meant for hard work, because with the arrival of winter, finding food would be difficult. So, therefore, summer and spring were meant for storing food and for building shelter. But the cricket spent all the time during the happy months in singing, and now when the winter came, his cupboards were empty. He couldn't find even a single grain of food to eat. So he began to complain. Next part of the same stanza is: Not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground, not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? So the cricket is very worried. The poet in these lines showcases how the cricket had nothing within the house or outside the house to sustain himself. He wasted the entire summer and springtime in singing and did not do any hard work. Now the cricket realizes that the ground was covered with snow and not even a single crumb of food could be found. He couldn't see any flowers or leaves on the trees. There was perpetually nothing to eat within the house or outside the house. So he became very worried. He just started wondering how he was going to survive in that difficult time of summer. That is why he says, "Oh, what will become of me?" So the difficult words in the stanza are: accustomed means used to or to be in the habit of. Gay means happy, bright, and pleasant time. Crumb is a bit of grain or food. Become of me means what will happen of me. So here we go to the next stanza, stanza 2. At last, by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant to see if to keep him alive he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouth full of grain. He wished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. So, in these lines, the poet shows how the cricket had to go to the ant to ask for help. He was starving due to famine, hunger, and he did not have any resources to save himself during the cold months of winter. He had no shelter to protect himself. He therefore decided to go and meet a miserly ant and request him for help. He wanted to request the ant to lend him some food so that he could survive during the difficult times, the adverse times of winter. He only wished to borrow that food, and he said that he would repay it tomorrow when the times would become normal. So he was wondering if the ant would not help him, he was going to die of starvation and sorrow. He was in desperate need of food or grain to combat hunger and starvation. So, the difficult words in the stanza are: famine means scarcity of food, trembling is shivering, mouthful means a little food, shelter, protection, or shield. Made bold means he gathered courage to go to the ant and ask for help. Starvation means a stage in which a person is dying of hunger. Miserly is selfish, or you may call it stingy. Dripping with wet means being all wet in rain. Borrow is to take as a loan, and repay means to give back that loan. Here comes stanza 3. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend, but we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night, for all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say. Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. So here the poet shares the ant's sense of shock that the cricket did not save anything for winter during the happy months of summer and spring. The ant feels sorry for the cricket, but he tells him that the ants follow a principle: they never borrow or they never lend. Perhaps that is the reason that the ants are self sufficient, and during difficult times they don't need to go to others begging for help. The ant asks the cricket if he did not save anything for the adverse times or for the winter when there was nothing much to be found outside or as well as inside the house. The cricket answered in negative. He said that the summer was so happy, so pleasant, and so comfortable time that his heart was very happy and light. He spent the entire day and night in singing, and the nature looked very happy and inviting to him. So that is why he only spent his time in singing and enjoying, and he did not save anything for the difficult time. So the ant was very, very surprised and shocked also, that how could he not save anything for the difficult time. So now, hearing this, the ant told him now he should spend the winter singing and dancing too. And the ant tells the cricket that there is no point crying over spilt milk. So the ant asks the cricket to go and dance the winter away now, means to spend the difficult time dancing and singing. Here comes the last stanza of the poem. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable, I will warrant it true. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. So the ant gets irritated and asks the cricket to leave. He hastily means quickly lifts the wicket of the house and asks the cricket to leave his house. He says that those who do not wish to help themselves cannot be helped by others. In the final lines of the poem, the poet tells the readers that though this tale is believed to be a fable, but it is no less than truth. In real life, also, we come across people who are lazy and who do not want to do hard work, just like cricket, just like four legged cricket. So, the difficult words in these stanzas are in this stanza, the difficult words are borrow means to take as a loan. Gay means happy. My heart was so light means the heart was very happy. Hastily means quickly. Quoth means said. Lay by means to save something for a rainy day. Folks, common people. Turned out means threw out of the house. And warrant means to claim. Here we come to the moral of the poem. Set aside for the rainy day means it is always better to save something for adverse times or difficult times. If we are lazy and do not want to work, nobody will help us and we will have to starve. If we are not self sufficient, we will have to beg to others for help. So it is always better to save today for a better tomorrow. Now I am going to discuss the rhyme scheme of the poem. The first two lines of the poem, the last words are sing and spring. They rhyme with each other, so we give them alphabet AA. Home rhymes with come, so alphabet BB is given. Found with ground rhymes, and see, tree and me rhyme with each other. So the rhyme scheme for stanza 1 will be AA, BB, CC, DDD. So the same pattern follows in stanza 2 and 3 also, whereas the last stanza of the poem has only 4 lines and the last word of the first line rhymes with the last word of the second line, and similarly the last words of the next two lines rhyme with each other. So the rhyme scheme of this stanza would be AABB. Now I am going to discuss the poetic devices used by the poet in the poem. So the first poetic device used is personification. Personification is the poetic device in which the animals or the non-living things are given the human characters. So here the ant and the cricket are personified as humans as they are thinking, talking and behaving like humans. The second poetic device used in the poem is metaphor. The last line of the poem says some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. That means the poet compares the lazy and careless people with the cricket. The third poetic device used in the poem is alliteration. It is the repetition of the sound or the words. So the line, when the weather was warm, has the repetition of the same sound. Thank you, dear students, for watching this video. Stay happy and stay safe. Goodbye.